When you need a great deal on your next car or truck, come and see me, Adam Hankins, at the Pulaski Motor Mile. Hey football fans, this is Adam Hankins with the New River Rundown. Today I sat down with new Pulaski County Cougars head coach Mr. Mark Dixon to talk about his plans for the Cougars this season and all about the excitement building with his arrival.
I took the job 10 years ago when I was at a Galax. I'd never been a head coach or a coach of anything really. And what I knew was offensive line play. So the whole program was designed around that offensive line and creating it every year. So the consistency came with being able to run the ball and being physical up front. I guess my core philosophy is based on Coach Welsh when I was at the University of Virginia, and making sure you handle all the fundamentals and you don't turn the ball over, and you can play defense and you can play special teams and you stay in games and you make them beat you. You don't beat yourself. Well, it's interesting. I think Coach Johnson's ability to connect with people was what made him so great. He wasn't a great X and O guy by any stretch, but he was an amazing leader of men. He understood how to push the right buttons. He believed in us more than we believed in ourselves. And then eventually we'd start to believe what he was saying about us. A great motivator. And then he understood the importance of outworking everybody. And he created an environment where it was fun to outwork everybody. So even at that level, we were getting up before everybody else was. We were training before everybody else was. And he was able to get a bunch of grown men making a lot of money to buy into almost a college, high school atmosphere in terms of our work and how we went and approach playing football. And then Coach Welsh was just time management. He had unbelievable time management. He had a military background. So his practice schedule, how he ran a day, he managed his 24 hours better than any coach in the country could manage their 24 hours. And what's equal is there's 24 hours in a day. So that's equal at Clemson, at Virginia Tech, all over the world. There's 24 hours. Alabama, Pulaski High School, there's 24 hours. And how do you manage those to be efficient? And that was the genius of Coach Welsh. He could really manage time. Them two had the most profound effect. Coach Welsh had the most profound effect on how you practice in terms of time and being efficient and nothing wasted. And he was a brevity of words. When he spoke, you really listened. And Coach Johnson didn't speak a lot, so you didn't overexpose yourself, or they didn't overexpose themselves. So them two have greatly influenced different aspects of how and Coach Johnson's more how I react to the kids. I react more like he does with us. But the overall management of a program is more Coach Welsh. The most important thing is that I love them, and I'm here, and the reason we're all doing this is for them, and that it is critically important to me and the staff that they have a wonderful experience here, and that comes before football and all. If we get that part of it right, the relationship part right with the kids, football and winning and success takes care of itself. So I really, it's been a hard time because I hadn't been able to be around them to create the relationships that allow you to push young people. Right, so if they know you love them, you can push them, and it's going to take time. But I got to create those relationships. Thankfully, all the whole coaching staff's coming back, and they have those relationships, and that's kind of got to be the foundation. It's got to be relationships, and so I'm blessed that they've come back to help that transition. No matter where I've been, and certainly Galax had rivals and Pulaski has rivals, and everybody has rivals. I don't really get into it. It's a day-to-day process to make sure we're getting better every single day and we're outworking people. So I don't really ever talk wins and losses. I don't ever get into that world. There's so much of it we can't control. So I'll just stay in the world of today. Are we getting better today? And when you put a bunch of get better days together, they start to add up. And the next thing you know, then you're able to compete. And certainly the last place I went when I got there, we were not competing. And then eventually, after putting together a bunch of really good days, we were able to start making a difference. And then we were able to beat rivals and play in state championships and all that. It's just a process, and it can't be, that's at the end of the year, right? That's a long way to hold a kid's motivation when I need them to be their best today in June. So it's really about just the now. I stay really in that world.